My dear friends who are once more welcome to another edition of our program, Demystifying Academic Research. In this program, we try as much as possible to make academic research understandable by using local examples and contextual realities. We are working on literature review or systematic review, and we agreed that there are 6 stages for us to go through this process. As of yesterday, we were working on the search strategy, or what other scholars call it search for studies. Today, we agreed that we're going to take the next step, which is supposed to be screen for your studies. That's screening the documents to be used for your studies. Once we are already through the search strategies or the search for studies, we have searched for the studies, we have to make sure that there is a way between not having too many studies and not having too less studies for our screening. And that should have been clear by now based on what we have selected because of the main word terms that we put in the search machine, maybe Google Scholar or any other search machine that you use. Now we are continue for the screen for with the screen for your studies. We look at the inclusion and exclusion criteria. What makes a document to be selected? What factors make a document to be excluded? That's what we call the inclusion and exclusion criteria. And now this is supposed to have been done even before the search started itself. Dear friends, at this level, we continue by looking at this is the type of things that we go through. One, language. Probably when you were doing the search in the beginning, there was no language restriction. Now you have to do a language restriction. It had to be the subject to be selected must be a subject in the language that you want, maybe French, English, or whatever the case may be. Two, you look at the publication date. Maybe you want a document that is for the past 10 years. But when you were doing the search, since you were looking for a particular word, you put a particular word. Maybe documents that are 12 years old went through the selection process or the selection process. Now it's time to screen those that fall beyond the duration that you want, the age of the document. The next one is to look at publications type. Probably you wanted actually only book sections, but because you are using those words, those terms to search, probably peer review journals have passed through the search, or maybe newspaper articles because they have that same title they should have passed through. And now it's your time to screen to see that okay, I want only peer review journals. Please remember that for every restriction that you put in place, for every inclusion and exclusion criteria, you are technically inserting a bias. A bias. So be aware of that. The next is that after you have done all this, even you have to get two more independent reviewers to go through the same document and agree with you. Where there is a disagreement, where the two must agree, when there is a disagreement, you need a third reviewer that may come now to cast what we call a casting vote to decide which way is the right way, or which opinion is better. So it's something that needs to be systematic. Now, after that, remember there's also the screening itself now has multiple phases. The screening itself. First, you may have to say screen based on title. Normally, based on titles. Those are the titles you're looking for. After that, okay, you have those that have the same titles. The next thing I go, those that you read the abstract. Those that have the content, the abstract is what you're looking for. Sometimes you may go further to read the material in entirety, the entire book section or peer review journal or books, whatever, or newspaper article. You may read everything of it to be actually sure that what you are looking for is what is found in the document. After that, there's also the possibility for you to use this Prisma flow diagram. It's a simple chart that can help you to easily do the screening of the necessary document. I think we'll look for a special edition of our program where we are going to actually explain to ourselves what is Prisma, Prisma, what actually is Prisma and how useful it is. The last step is that you may decide, for those who want to go this road, you may decide to get the software, a screening software for for systematic review of the review, you may use it to screen some of the like confidence, and there's also the end note. You may use all these ones to do the screening. And at this level, you should have been through with your screening process. Let me just, as a recap, we say with the screening, we are working on the inclusion and exclusion criteria. What makes a document, what are the conditions for a document to be selected? That's the inclusion criteria. What factors make a document to be rejected? That's the exclusion criteria. Some of the inclusion criteria may be that a document that is just about 10 years old, a document that maybe is in English, document that maybe the document should be, the publication should be maybe one only peer review journal, all this sort of stuff. You look at all those things. You may want to also get independent reviewers to review with you. And another criteria is multiple, call it multiple phases. You want to read the titles, you want to read the abstract, or you also want to read the document itself. All these ones, if they don't fit in, remember what guides you is your research question and the objective of this paper. If the materials in this document do not fit in, they're automatically disqualified. And if the materials in the title, the abstract, and the content itself fit in, and then the duration also there, maybe a document is also within the duration, maybe the 10 years time lapse, then the document can be selected. Out of this, any other document, no matter how interesting it may look, it is excluded. So you may have somebody who did the same research, something that is important that you need, but it's about 12 years old. But you have said that you need only 10 years old. And that's why it's always good at the beginning, you hand over your protocol to your graduate school officials so that it cannot be changed by you, because you may say, oh, this document is nice. Let me just change it. If you were not guided by somebody, let me just change my conditions to suit this document. So that's already biased. It now sounds as if it is a literature review. So with systematic review, it is strictly scientific. It's orderly. There are guidelines, there are checklists, and you are also guided by other persons. So these are the steps, and this is the way. I think, but at this level now, we are set for the next stage, which is to extract the required data in the selected materials. I pray that God will continue to grant us wisdom and understanding as we go through this step. Please, may this program help to tickle you to study more. If you have any question, drop it at the comment section. We'll be able to contact you. Our emails are also there. Search, we can send a question. We can work on you one-on-one, online, Zoom, Teams, whatever, and guide you as we guide each other. May we meet again on Monday, because today is already Friday. We'll meet again on Monday as we begin the next stage of our program, extract the data. Until then, please stay safe, and I wish you success in your studies.